We're with HewnElements.com, and today we're going to build a couple projects out of our DIY boxes available online. And there's 10 boards in each box. We're going to start with our tobacco and our driftwood. We've opened up 2 boxes here. Show you what those look like. There's our tobacco, driftwood. So we're going to start with 2 projects. Andrew's going to be building a planter box. We should be able to get 2 boxes out of 1 bundle of material. I'm going to build a coffee table out of this one, and we've got a couple ideas. We just basically start with simple sketches. That's the coffee table I'm going to tackle here. There's the planter box. So let's get started. What size coffee table do you prefer, Andy?
I would do 4 foot if it were me. I'm going to do mine at 2 feet, so there's really no fall off.
So the boards are 5.5 inches wide. It's a nominal 1x6. So every 2 boards is 11 inches, 4 boards is 22 inches. I think we'll do 33 inches by 48 inches. It'll be the best yield.
I'm going to use 4 boards. I've got 4 levels of 1x6, 5.5 inches thick. So it's going to take 4 boards to build my planter box. Then I'll have my base, and then I'll have my top. Either cut 1 board at a time, 2 boards at a time. I like to cut as many boards as I can.
This is the table saw. So this is for ripping material by length.
When I stack these, I'm going to stagger them to kind of give it a little bit more character. So you'll see the end cuts. The best way to color these would be through a flame to match the brown color of the actual product itself. Put a nice little burn on it, not overdo it. And then give it a nice brush. And if it's not as dark as you want it to be, you can always burn it again.
This is the tabletop. So I'm just cutting it to length. I'm going to keep it matched up. I'm going to scribe this with a knife, because the measurement I want here, I want it very precise so there aren't gaps. So because I want all of these boards the same length, I selected 1 board from my first cut, and I'm using that to scribe all the others. And I'm using a blade to keep it a very precise line. That's just to make sure everything lines up straight.
All right, now that those are done, I need to build my skeleton. My 4 will probably be 1 by 1. I'm just going to use fall off from my cap and my base.
This is going to miter around the top of the table. So it's going to give the table thickness, but it's also going to hold the top together. Wood glue, just a little bit, just along this edge. I ran a little sawdust in the joint. The joint is slightly short, so I'm just putting a little sawdust mixed with the glue to make the joint a little tighter.
This is my fall off from when I ripped my cap. So I'm just gonna utilize it, recycle it.
We'll lay out our base. This will be the apron. I want the base to be 28 by 40. Our legs are 3.5. So I'm going to take 7 off of 40, and the same with 28. So we're going to go 33 and 21. So the tools we're using are tools you can get at any common hardware store. We've got a shop full of great equipment, but we want to make this very simple. It's a DIY project. We want to make it as real as it can be. Somebody's building it in their garage or in their home. So we're going to run a taper on these legs. We'll run this with a jigsaw. See that line? It's gray against gray. But we're going to taper that leg so when they go together, they drop down at a taper.
So I'm gonna nail through the actual framing, so it's like a blind nail, you won't see it.
There's our leg. With these legs, the best way to clean up that corner, you just take any piece of metal, just run right down that line. You'll get a little bit of splintering and that's fine, but it'll close that seam up. It seals it up pretty tight. Like some areas where it doesn't splinter at all, you can't even tell there's a seam there. And then we'll just touch up a little bit where it does.
That's what's so cool about this stuff is you kind of start building things and then you end up with something totally different, but it's all really, really cool stuff.
I'm just going to keep this really simple. We're going to use a couple of these pieces and we're going to run them on the inside here. We're going to run a couple right in here. We're going to make this apron a little thicker and that'll hold the base together. It'll hold the legs in place. Now I'm just going to put wood glue on its location. I'm going to be careful not to put any near the seams. I don't want it dripping up through the top. Glue set. It looks good, Andy.